Don't think for a second that taking a Carnival cruise is the same everywhere around the world. Even just taking a cruise from Australia compared to the United States is different. Stick around as I tell you what some of those differences are. Let's start off with the ships. Carnival Australia only has two ships. One is based all year round, the Carnival Splendour, which sets sail from Sydney, and the second, which only sails during the peak Australian cruising season, the Carnival Luminosa, which goes to Alaska the other half of the year. The ship is based in Brisbane when it sets sail from Australia. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that the Carnival Panorama was originally planned to sail from Australia? But it wasn't originally planned to be for Carnival at all. It was meant to be for P&O Australia, but the plans were changed halfway through and it now sails from Long Beach, California. Hopefully one day it'll arrive here. Let's move on to the currency on board the ships. On the ships that are US based, you'll be paying in American dollars, while on any of the cruises that leave from Australian ports, everything is in Australian dollars. I don't know about you, but that makes sense to me since most of the passengers would be from that country it departs from, but not every cruise line does this. If you're wondering about the Trans-Pacific cruises, it's in US dollars. Different laws in different home porting countries allow different things to happen, and consumption of alcohol and gambling is one of those things. On US based ships, you need to be 21, but on ships based in Australia at 18, you're good to go. On Australian based cruises, there isn't any daily tipping charges unlike the US based ships, which also means you can't have it removed if you want though. If you're wondering why that is, the fare that you paid has it included, it's not added on at the end. You can still tip if you want, but only if you want to go above and beyond. Also in Australia, when we look at the price for a cruise, our port fares and taxes are included. It's not added on when we go to pay for the ticket, even if it's not from a cruise from Australia. On Australian-based cruises, the casinos are smoke-free. If you're someone that does like to smoke, don't fret though, as the whole ship isn't smoke-free. There are a couple places where you can smoke on the ships. On the Splendour on deck 3, on the starboard side, midship, and on deck 10 on the starboard side, midship aft. On the Luminosa, it's on deck 10 aft port side. Like the local currency being used on the ship, the same goes for the local drinks. On Australian-based cruises, you'll find beers like Carlton Dry or 4X, or local wines. On US-based ships, you'll most likely find local beers like Miller Lite. The same goes for the food. Don't worry though, a majority of it is still the same. They haven't got rid of Guy's Burgers, which I'll add is my first thing I'd have when I'm on board a Carnival ship. It's mostly just smaller changes like Vegemite being available as a spread for toast, or chicken schnitzel being available every night in the main dining room. So don't think it's going to be a huge change if you're sailing from either country. Also, FYI, Guy's Burgers has an exclusive burger in Australia called the Boomerang Burger. If you're on an Australian-based cruise ship that has Guy's Burgers, you need to try it. You can thank me later. I'll leave a link in the description so you can see a video about it. Both versions of Carnival have the Cheers packages, but there are a few differences. I won't go over everything since the rules are mostly just for the local markets like the price, but here are a few things that people need to know. This is just for the Alcoholics Cheers package. The first, being in Australia, you have to be on a sailing that goes 7 days or more. Any less and it's not available. The second being you can't get fish bowls even though it wouldn't be included in the package anyway. And thirdly, there's no specialty coffee included on Australian cruises. I think Australia gets screwed over with this. On US-based ships, they have Groove for St. Jude, where they raise money for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. You can buy a shirt like this which goes to the cause, or make a donation. In Australia, we have Wiggle for Westmead, which raises money for the Westmead Children's Hospital. The shirts are a little different looking like this. Both are great causes though. On Australian-based cruise ships, there's at least one Australian PowerPoint, but if you do need extra PowerPoints, there are also US plugs. If you're from either country, you're good. You might just need an adapter to take advantage of the extra PowerPoints. Before I get into the last point, if there's anything else that you think I've missed, leave a comment for us. And while you're at it, if you haven't already subscribed, it'll help the channel grow. Okay, lastly, there isn't much difference in the very important Fun Person Club. There's only two differences that I can see. The US-based cruises get a toll-free number when you hit Diamond status. And lastly, just a regional difference. US-based Diamond status cruises have a one-time donation to St. Jude's Hospital, while Australian cruises either donate to the Sydney Children's Hospital or the Children's Hospital Foundation in Queensland. Also, it doesn't matter where you sail from. The points will be added from either country. You don't have to restart if you join the cruise in a different country. If you want to see what I meant by an exclusive Guy's Burgers in Australia, check this one out here. Or if you're thinking of taking a cruise on the Carnival Splendor and want to see a whole ship tour that includes deck plans so you know where everything is, have a look here. And thanks for watching.